It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here for 2K Sports alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Just a few games left before the NBA playoffs and the final seeding starting to lock in. Tonight, it'll be the Brooklyn Nets going up against the Bulls in Chicago. For Chicago, having been eliminated from playoff contention, the only role left for them to play is that of spoiler. We'll see if it's a role they take any pleasure at all in. And Coach Fred Hoiberg, the mayor, a decade in the NBA, then a successful run coaching Iowa State. How do you think he's doing with the Bulls, Kenny?
It's a tough act to follow with Tom Thibodeau departing. That's tough. But, his nice guy demeanor can win the team over. A lot of new players, a lot of new things. It's tough. Good luck.
He's faced some criticism. Players say he needs to coach harder. Takes time. They just got to stick with him.
That'll wrap it up as we take you courtside. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
We're in the place they call the United Center in Chicago, the home of the Bulls, where today we'll be broadcasting live. Welcome to what should be a great Saturday night for the NBA. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and we'll have David Aldridge filling us in from the sideline. You look at Brooklyn, you look at this team, third from last in the East, just not the way they had hoped this season would play out.
And it's in your DNA. You come up against a natural rival, you're going to be a little bit salty.
That's what makes these games great. I mean, no love lost between these two squads. It's great competition with a little animus sprinkled in there.
Clark, good rebounding teams tonight. What makes these teams so strong, so reliable on the glass?
Well, initially it starts with good, solid defense because you're in better rebounding position when your defense isn't spread out.
Look at that.
Oh, my goodness. Watch out. Really, it's a thing of beauty to watch Hollis Jefferson move the ball like that. I mean, he's a team-oriented guy who looks to make the pass as much as possible.
And stolen by Russell. By himself. And the slam dunk by Russell.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Working the in-between area, the kind of look that can get you into a rhythm early.
Yeah, and I think all credit goes to that being just good offense. I mean, those are the kind of shots they want, and they got them.
Here's Markkanen. A shot off that time. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
Just a terrific effort off the bench. Guys came in, they seemed fresh, and they all contributed.
Yeah, you need that juice, that gas coming off the pine. Always a luxury to have a deep bench. And when they can step in and play well, you're in good shape.
That's tipped and stolen by Russell. And now Russell pushing it up. No one back to stop him. There's Hollis Jefferson, and he goes in for the dunk.
The 6'9" wingspan of Russell reaches, picks it clean, then there he goes off to the races.
Waba kicks to Markkanen to stop the run. Carroll with the rebound.
And, I have no idea how he missed that one. When there's no defense around, he's usually automatic from there.
The lead pushed to double digits. And it's 6 points for D'Angelo Russell.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Yeah, and the execution, time and time again, right on point. They're running their offense to perfection.
And Holiday kicks to Payne. Bulls with the first shot clock. And Holiday is right there.
And maybe that'll get them going. They need to find a rhythm.
Yeah, you know, good to see them finally find the bottom of the net, because I think they got to build off of that.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Now here's Payne. He's guarded by Russell. And here's Holiday. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production.
They're cold so far, only 1 for 5 to begin this one.
Here's Russell. The shot, no good. And the Bulls going the other way now. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
And you know what? They were giving away points, missing at the line, a big factor in the outcome.
Ditto that. And you give up this many points at the line, makes it a lot easier for the opposition.
Payne gets a wide open look, buries it from three-point range. Payne's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Knocked away. Holiday left side. Back to Payne. Lopez a screen. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Already his second foul. He's in danger of getting into serious foul trouble early in this game.
And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Now here's Payne. Not a lot of room. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Russell. Let's send it out to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Fred Hoiberg. Dave?
Well, Kevin, no surprise he said their focus has to be on defense when you're going up against a team that's so crafty on offense. He said we have to avoid mental lapses because they will take advantage. And we'll see if they're on their game tonight, Kevin.
Okay, Dave, guys, how hard a job is it going to be to keep this team's shooting percentage down?
It's going to be very difficult. I mean, they move the ball well. They've got players who can go off if the defense isn't solid through and through.
And, you know, that's the important part. You've got to be locked in defensively, countering their ball movement with active, aggressive, communicating defense. I mean, that's really the only way to keep their shooters from getting comfortable.
Payne with it. 11 points for him in that last game against the Celtics in Boston. Just 5 on the clock. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here.
And for many years, the Chicago Bulls were viewed as a model franchise, always were competitive and in the hunt for a title. But this current version just can't escape turmoil from within.
2 on the clock. Shoots it up.
And the defense not making things easy for them.
Yeah, they're having a hard time getting the ball in the basket, Greg. I mean, and as a result, falling behind here.
And so far, having trouble converting on the inside.
Yeah, those are the shots you want, but they've been trickling out on them, guys. They've just got to stay with it, persist in getting those good shots inside, and they'll drop.
And the Bulls finally committing, Greg, to a full rebuild this last offseason.
Yeah, and trading Butler was the start of it. I mean, they got some young players to build around and a pick, and it won't be an easy road ahead, but one they felt they needed to make.
And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Nets.
They've made the commitment to get out and run, and it's paid off with some highlight reel plays in transition.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
Two shots.
That free throw, no good.
And, you know, Kevin, the Brooklyn Nets last season had the worst record in the league, just 20 wins. And You know, having traded away their top draft picks from the last 2 drafts, there aren't any quick fixes on the horizon either.
He hits the second from the line. And Clark, how does a team keep the right frame of mind amidst the lean years?
Well, you have to really have a long-term horizon, but at the same time measure your progress and development. That's key there. And then you break it down quarter by quarter, possession by possession, day by day, week by week, month by month. It's just one of those games for him so far. Nothing seems to be finding the bottom of the net. I tell you what, the way he's been going this quarter, guys, they're going to need somebody else to pick up the slack.
In this first period, they've been aggressive and extremely focused.
Yeah, this is a big lead right now, a big one, and they've seized momentum and showing no signs of letting it go.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
Hey, you know, D'Angelo Russell clearly has had his missteps. A lot of young players do. Embroiled in a controversy a couple of seasons back that hurt his relationship with his teammates. I think he's still in the process of working to recover that trust.
And a quick look at how things have been since the All-Star break, checking out the three-point shot ratio for the Nets.
And clearly they haven't been shy about launching it from long range. That's the way the league has been going, and they are certainly embracing that trend.
Bulls trail by 10. And Russell in the past criticized Clark for his maturity or the lack of maturity. But, you know, Clark, we forget how young a lot of these guys are.
Yep, well said. They are young, but there is a level of professionalism that you have to embrace pretty quickly. And D'Angelo struggled with that initially, but he's the kind of kid, he's smart, he wants to be good. I think he's going to zero in and put it all together because we know the talent is there. Now it's about maturing.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage nonetheless. I mean, it was only with one hand, but he still threw that down pretty hard.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat.
Now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
Payne with it. He's picked up by Russell. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. And that'll be his third foul so far.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
Now here's Payne. He's guarded by Russell. Payne passes to Nwaba. Shot clock at 6. Good chance here for Payne.
Yeah, really like the defensive focus and intensity at the start.
Exactly. Nothing easy. They're making them work just to get into their offense. Very disruptive so far.
Stolen by Markkanen. Here's Nwaba. He's guarded by Cram. Poked away and stolen by Russell. Lays it in off the breakaway. Russell's got 10 points.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. Kept alive.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
Now here's Payne. 6 points for him. Lopez, a screen on Russell. Payne dishes to Holiday. Double team on Holiday. From outside the arc, Brooklyn with the rebound.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
And Allen slams it in.
And guys, this is the blueprint for winning on the road. How about the level of focus on each and every possession?
Yeah, it's actually palpable, isn't it, Greg? I mean, you can feel it. Every single one of these guys locked in, playing for each other. And that's why they're up.
Portis, he's checked in for Chicago. Jaron Grant comes in for Payne. And a change for the Nets. Dinwiddie's checked in for Allen Crabbe. Dinwiddie kicks to Allen. And it's Carroll in the corner. And count it. And a chance for one more at the free throw line.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
And you know what, Greg? They are crushing it on both ends. I mean, in total control right now.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Cunningham comes in for Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. And it's LeVert in for D'Angelo Russell.
One shot.
And that one falls for Carroll. Well, Clark, your whole career, you were a fantastic rebounder. Really at all levels you played it. With that in mind, who do you think are some of the best rebounders right now in the NBA?
Well, for me, it's all about the consistency of getting rebounds at both ends of the floor, and I tend to lean towards those guys that get a bunch of offensive rebounds. So in that regard, Kevin Love, Hassan Whiteside, Andre Drummond, those guys are tenacious and highly productive on the offensive board.
Harris is checked in for DeMarre Carroll.
One shot, mind the lanes.
Nets leading by 15. Here's Cunningham. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
Chicago calls timeout. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Nets. That one was played in Brooklyn.
And their last time against this club, they really fell short at the free throw line.
Yeah, and that was the difference, really. I mean, you think about it, they didn't knock them down at the same rate, and that hurt them.
A look here at the numbers for Allen. How his last 10 games have gone. He's averaging 8 points, over 2.5 blocks, and 6 rebounds. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go, but I like what I'm seeing right now.
And again, Brooklyn running the court in transition. Yep, that one goes in there. And the Nets lead by 19.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
And to battle back, they've got to shore up the defense. I mean, there's no other way to come back from a deficit unless you play good defense.
And the Bulls with another miss.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear they're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
And Holiday kicks to Portis. They get it back. Felicio off with the layup.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
Here's Allen, and he banks in the layup. Allen's got 10 points.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
Tone setting, that's what I call it. Grabbing this one by the throat early on and then squeezing it hard.
To the inside, and he converts the layup. Grant's got his first basket of the night.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Wasted no time on that one.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime dropping delights is what I call it.
That is a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Ball's knocked loose. Here is Cunningham. He has 6. And then Allen slams it in.
Yeah, pounding it inside once again. They have taken over this game physically.
Schooling them right now. Taking them to the woodshed. Super aggressive and owning the paint.
And the rebounding has been key to their success here tonight.
It has been a lopsided battle on the boards, no doubt.
Harris misses.
That's smothering defense. Chicken and gravy defense, not giving him an inch there. That's how you guard the inside. Yes, sir.
Here's Portis. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Bulls shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
You know, their percentages dropped off just a little bit compared to last year, guys, but it's not a huge drop-off, so no major concern.
And he makes the first. And for this new front office in Brooklyn, such a daunting task. Clark, a pretty bare cupboard as far as players and picks. How do they do it?
Well, you got to make $1 out of 15 cents, basically, and that's a stretch. Hiring a top-flight analytics team to find hidden gems, another piece of the puzzle. A big performance staff to individualize and maximize player development, but it goes back to resources being invested in good players that will develop and then folks to develop them.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass. Hey, I tell you what, the contest on that shot was lacking. Very subpar, which is why the shooter buried it.
Yep, it counts.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Poked loose. Now Grant. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Boston.
And don't let his defensive work get passed over. With all his steals, he was just as valuable on D as he was at the other end.
Basket counts. Cunningham's got 8 points.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
How about the screen that frees him up, though, for the jumper?
And Cunningham with the slam.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
Does it as well as anybody, fellas. Tremendous skill while in the air.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Dinwiddie. Here's Allen. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
And defensively, great anticipation, making a play there on the ball.
Well, the thing they did there, Greg, clogged up the passing lanes, playing them beautifully and making things hard for the opponent. That's really good defense.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris. Here's Kilpatrick over Harris. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. And, guys, the Nets enjoying a nice lead here.
Playing smart in this first period. Credit their unselfish play.
Yeah, and, that cohesion is really impressive, Greg. I mean, they know how to get each other going and feed off of each other, and that's crucial.
Bulls shooting just 28%. They are offensively out of whack and out of step with each other at this point. And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So the Bulls 5 right now. Vonleh is out there with Portis. Then there's Grant, and it's Kilpatrick in at the 3. He kicks it to Vonleh. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Here's Kilpatrick, guarded by Harris. And here comes Harris, leading the fast break. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And there's the call. Chicago the foul. Clark, a lot of former players had a specific instance when they knew they were special, the way they played the game of basketball. Did you ever have a moment like that where you realized that you could make it as a player?
Yeah, there was a time when that became more realistic to me, Kevin. And I grew up in Cleveland, and during the summers, a lot of the Cleveland Cavaliers would stay in the area and play pickup basketball to stay in shape. And I got a chance to bump heads with a lot of those guys, Jim Jones and the late Terry Furlow, Austin Carr, Bingo Smith, Mike Mitchell. And I was only 15, 16 years old. And while those guys were going at half speed, it gave me the encouragement that I might be able to get to where they were if I continued to work hard and stay healthy. So at 15 or 16, during one of those summers, I began to realize that I might have a chance to realize the dream of being an NBAer.
And Harris drops them both. Pass to Vonleh. The pass to Grant. Got a piece of it. Shot clock at 5.
Jump ball, jump ball, jump ball. You too. Jump ball.
So it's Chicago now. 3 on the clock. Swiped away. Here's LeVert. Lays it up off the glass.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they had. And, that's a second foul early in this quarter. I think he's got to be much more cautious in how he defends now.
Pass to Portis. This one for 3. That shot misses. So Brooklyn will take it the other way.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
The Bulls shooting 27%. The offense is just embarrassing themselves. That's tipped. In transition, here come the Nets. And Cunningham with the slam.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Kicks it to Grant. Here's Portis. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Portis has got 6. Allen drives in. The shot's good.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Dishes to Grant. There's the double team with Allen. Screen by Grant. The shot from 20 feet away. Good on the shot. 8 points for him.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Well, I tell you, that was double duty right there. He influenced the shot and then got back and cleaned the glass.
Right wing fires from the corner, and the basket by Kilpatrick. And so it's Brooklyn with it. Here is Cunningham. He's got 12. Misses the baby hook. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. And it's Kilpatrick missing.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain-neutral position.
For Brooklyn, they have gone 4 for 5 from the charity stripe in this one up to now.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
He's off on the first. So for the Nets, Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, he's checked in for Allen. Damari Carroll comes in for Harris. And it's Allen Crabbe in for LeVert. He hits the second from the line. And Clark, you've seen so many college and NBA games. What skill or mindset do you see as the best predictor for when a college player is going to be an NBA star?
Well, it's hard to predict stardom, but clearly things that transfer from a skill standpoint from college to the NBA, at least historically, have been the ability to rebound at a high rate. That seems to always make its way from college to the pro game. And then the proficiency of your skill set in terms of ball handling, shooting. And then I would say at the point guard position, the ability to run a team usually transfers. When you can get other people's shots and understand flow and time and score and situations, that doesn't leave you from the college to the pro game.
And the shot goes in.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
To the right side. Here's Payne, and the layup falls. Payne's got 8.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
In transition, here come the Nets. And Carroll gets it to go. 9 points in the game so far.
Yeah, he's building off that strong first quarter, Kevin. Rising up and hitting shots with confidence.
And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. And we've got a moment to look at the rebounding trend over the last few months for Markkanen.
And those are some numbers that he can't be happy about. His rebounding totals have taken a dip over the past few months. He's got to get back to giving the kind of effort on the boards we were seeing from him earlier.
Bulls moving the ball around. And he's good on the 3 ball. The Nets have gone 8 of 11 from the field in the second quarter. Really flowing here. Carroll, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And the mentality that we're seeing from Carroll, even a spot-up guy needs to seize those opportunities.
Payne passes to Vonleh. And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way.
Now we've got a moment to see how the Bulls are doing rank-wise in the NBA.
And they've been strong in the rebounding department, up in the top 10, and it's just not one guy. Really, it's been about the entire group collectively.
Markkanen, he's checked in for Chicago. And a change for the Nets. Russell's checked in. Shot from the inbound. And the layup is good. Russell's got 14.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
And the slam dunk by Russell.
On the fast break, D'Angelo gets a good release down court, finishes the job there.
Here's Payne. 8 points for him. To the wing right side. Puts up a three. Good on the three-point shot. He has 6. Brooklyn with the ball. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Markkanen pulls it in. Markkanen's got his 3rd rebound tonight. The feed to Payne. Fires from deep. And the Bulls, another 3.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
I think they're playing too soft on the perimeter. They can't stay so soft. They've got to get up into the shooters here.
The Bulls have gone 7 of 9 in their field goal attempts here in the second quarter. Pretty good offense. To the paint, here's Lopez, and the dunk by Lopez.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Here's Cunningham, and Cunningham with the slam.
You never pass for the sake of passing. You wait until the defense commits. Russell does that, finds the open man nicely.
Chicago has gone 3 of 4 with the long-range bombs here in the second quarter. Poke loose. Here's Crabbe. And the rebound goes to Lopez.
And, you know, that's an easy one. You can't miss these shots. Those are makeable shots, especially when the defense isn't on its game.
Kept alive. Markkanen kicks to Nwaba. Shoots a 3. It doesn't go for him. Net shooting just phenomenal here tonight. 73% from the field. It doesn't go for him. And it's Chicago the other way. And for D'Angelo Russell, the former number 2 overall pick in 2015 out of Ohio State. Greg, in your opinion, what makes him so special as a prospect?
I think it's all about his skill level. I mean, the league loves players who can handle, pass, and shoot. And he can do all 3 at an elite level. And he's not just a stationary shooter. He can hit pull-ups, a very good in-between game as well. Let's just see if he can continue his maturation process.
Good D by Lopez. And Chicago has possession. To the wing on the left. And here's Carroll. 11 points in the game. And again, no good by Brooklyn. He's guarded by Russell. Now here's Payne. Defense is right there. 6 to shoot. His first shot coming late. It's Chicago with another bucket.
Better to be lucky than good. Got that shot to fall.
Here's Cunningham. And that one goes long. And the Bulls with possession. They're on a 12-4 run. Lopez a screen. The shot by Markkanen, nobody around. Connects from three-point range. Markkanen's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Got that bucket in no time at all.
Major dominance, and it comes so easily for him. Fantastic at getting to his spots on the floor.
Payne dishes to Lopez. Feeds to Markkanen. Lopez kicks to Payne. To the middle. Here's Markkanen. It's in and hoping this is the start of a new trend. 2 for 8 now from the field.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
sometimes for whatever reason, a lot of times you don't know why. It takes a little while to work the knots out, but it looks like they're putting it together right now.
There's the dish to Lopez. Another field goal for him. 4 for 6 shooting tonight.
He's done a nice job, a great job actually, of finding efficient shots here in the second. Shooting percentage always a function of the kinds of shots you get, and he's on a good roll after struggling a bit in the first.
And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that's his 4th foul. And we're not even at halftime. That is going to limit his playing time and his aggressiveness the rest of the game.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Allen's checked in for Cunningham, and it's LeVert in for Allen Cram. And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. Teams preparing here late in the season for the playoffs. Some teams want to rest their players, and Clark, some teams want to play their players. They are always battling the rest versus rust.
Yeah, and I think you tend to default to more rest versus the fear of rust. I think that's the best policy, but you have to balance it. But if you're going to tilt one way, I think rest, especially for your key players, because you know their minutes are going to increase during the crucible of the playoffs.
Now to see the numbers for Russell. Averaging 15 points a game, 5 assists and 4 rebounds. And he brings that offensive firepower to the team. Scoring just comes naturally.
And, you know, defenses are throwing everything at him, yet he's still able to put up points. He's really unstoppable.
Markkanen passes to Holiday. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Double team on Holiday. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That will be foul number 5 on him. Harris is checked in for Hollis Jefferson. Here's Grant. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Markkanen can't get it to go.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Lets it go. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. Markkanen's got 7 points here in this quarter.
And Markkanen has a beautiful stroke. Superb at getting himself squared up and then quick with the release. He fires it right away.
You gotta love his aggressiveness to finish inside.
Well, his leaping ability gives him a great advantage.
Fellas, that's exactly why they look to get him the ball around the rim. I mean, it's either a dunk or free throws every time.
Portis, he's checked in for Markkanen. There's the double team with Allen. The Bulls shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
Two.
The free throw drops for Grant. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Nets shooting 69%, showing you what a well-oiled offense looks like tonight. Here's Harris. Rebound by the Bulls. Portis has got 3 rebounds now in this one. Here's Kilpatrick. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against Boston. There's a minute left in the second quarter. Harris on the double team. The shot by Holiday, no good. And here we go. Brooklyn, fast break. Harris has got the ball.
Now, that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
Here's Portis. The rebound by the Nets. Carroll's got his 7th rebound here tonight. And it's Harris off the drive. He hits it from 9. Harris has got 4 points now in the quarter. Chicago's gotten fond of that three-point shot here in the second quarter. 4 of 9. They get a hand on it. And now Russell pushing it up. No one back to stop him. That one good for 2. Russell's got 24.
Really putting on some kind of show here is D'Angelo. This is what everybody on that team wants to see more and more of from him.
D'Angelo Russell getting it done for the Brooklyn Nets. He caused a lot of headaches with his defense that quarter, coming up with steals again and again. And we'll be right back after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
We so hope you enjoyed our first half. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime report. Brooklyn came out looking very confident. A smoldering performance for them early as they shut down everything defensively and were clicking on offense, going 10-0 to start. They delivered a real beatdown in the first quarter, ending with a whopping lead. Then in quarter number 2, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. Quality execution, good efficiency, some tremendous defensive play helped them take a decisive advantage, and they're running away with this one. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
They're going right to the rim, finishing every chance they get. The D was helpless trying to stop them and beating them inside. I love the relentlessness and the aggressive style. This is how you impose your will on another team.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Chicago?
Well, they were playing like it was Christmas, Ernie, giving up a lot of turnovers. There's no excuses for the turnover numbers, sloppy ball handling. They look out of control, and the execution was all over the place.
That's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway.
Welcome back to the hustle and bustle of Chicago, a time-lapse view of all the traffic heading toward downtown. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, anything can happen. It's been a clinic out there with D'Angelo Russell.
And through the first 2 periods, it seemed he got to the paint whenever he wanted to, just a slasher's mentality.
Yeah, good things happen when he cuts to the rim, Greg, and you cut into the heart of the defense like that, makes things easy.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. D'Angelo Russell out there with Crab. Then there's Allen. Then it's Damari Carroll. And it's Hollis Jefferson in at the 4.
Boy, in this day and age of how the game is played, Markkanen's skill set, hand and glove fit, superb at spacing the floor with his shooting stroke.
Two shots.
And he knocks down the first one. So he gets them both. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting the ball with incredible accuracy, 68% so far. And Russell gets it to go.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Carroll against Holiday. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. They grabbed their own miss. Got a piece of it. Double team on Holiday. Payne kicks to Holiday. Back to Payne. The three. Rebounded by the Nets.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
Holiday dishes to Lopez. They set the pick. Payne kicks to Nwaba. They double him with Russell. 4 on the clock. From deep three-point range. And it's Nwaba missing.
They have yet to hit a shot, a real slow start here in the second half.
Boy, that's finishing the defense there. He made a good effort on that possession defensively and then closed it out with the rebound. Maybe with that, the lid on this basket will be lifted for him.
Hollis Jefferson, good. Hollis Jefferson's got 7 points in the game.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Passes it to Markkanen. And Markkanen throws it down.
And, you know, so often the size of Markkanen overpowers the defense. Even when he gets hit, he still finishes over and through him.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
An 85% mark from the line. There aren't too many players in the league who are going to sport a much better percentage.
You know, one thing about getting going at the free throw line like he has this season, it can continue to carry over.
One shot, gentlemen.
That free throw good from Markkanen. The Nets have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. And the layup's good off the glass. And that's now 28 points for D'Angelo Russell.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Payne passes to Markkanen. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. Now here's Payne. He's guarded by Russell. Poked loose and stolen by Russell.
Sloppy is the only way you can describe his play thus far. Just way too many turnovers.
And that one getting his teammates fired up. D'Angelo leading by example.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. Payne dishes to Lopez. Knocked loose, and it's out of bounds. Last touched by Allen. We take a second here to take a look at the shot chart for the Nets.
You know, I doubt they came into this game thinking they would be doing this much damage from mid-range, but you have to give them credit for being able to see what is available in their offense and then exploit the weakness of the D. To be successful in this league, you have to be flexible, and they've done a great job of that so far.
Here's Payne. 13 points in the game. They get a hand on it. And now Russell pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Drops in the breakaway layup. Russell's got 32 points.
Well, I tell you what, he's putting together quite a game here, knocking down shots and building upon this lead.
Double team on Holiday. Here's Markkanen. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Hollis Jefferson. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Lopez has got 6 rebounds now in the game.
From the moment he set foot in the league, Rondé Hollis Jefferson has been an elite defender. That's his calling card. He's a terrific athlete, can guard really any position on the floor, except maybe some centers. But, heck, I wouldn't even mind trying him against most of the centers for short stints. He's that good on D.
Holiday against Carroll. And here's the fast break. Carroll leading the way. Lays it in off the breakaway. Carroll's got 13 points.
Yeah, it's been about the fast break. Been real kind to him here early, and they are clicking in transition.
And you look at the versatility of Hollis Jefferson. He can not only guard big men, he blocks shots and rebounds like a big man, too.
Well, he actually plays bigger than he is, Kevin, because he's got a 7'2 wingspan. I mean, that allows him to do a lot against bigger people.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second three of the game.
Baseline J on the way, and the rebound goes to Lopez. Chicago's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Puts it up from 12. Here's Holiday. And that one is off. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession.
Looking now at some numbers for Payne. His last 10 games, he's putting up 9 points a game, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. And you look at those numbers, not bad, but guys, I think he can do better, and he knows it.
And he has high expectations for himself as well, guys, but he just hasn't delivered fully on his potential yet.
He dishes it to Holiday. Lopez left side. Shot clock at 6. That's tipped. Excellent D there from Allen.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Payne kicks to Lopez. Nwaba. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for the Nets.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
Yeah, but don't forget about their points in the paint, because those have been big.
Two shots.
And he can't get the first one. So for the Nets, Cunningham comes in for Damari Carroll, and Spencer Dinwiddie subbed in for Crabbe. And he's good on the second.
And, you know, Kenny Atkinson is a basketball lifer, Kevin. Played professionally abroad, and after his playing career was over, he went right into coaching. I'll tell you, he's beating up the defense in this quarter, going right at him and scoring in a variety of ways.
Pass to Lopez. There's the double team with Allen. Lopez kicks to Vonleh. Outside Holiday. Rebounded by the Nets. Hollis Jefferson's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Baseline try, and he drops that one in. Hollis Jefferson's got 4 this quarter.
And that is a shot that Hollis Jefferson continues to improve upon over time, and that's a good sign of things to come.
The pass to Vonleh. And Allen with the block. They recover it. And the dunk by Lopez. And here are the Nets. They're on a 14-6 run. Here's Cunningham, and Cunningham with the slam.
And since they've come out of halftime, they've been extremely poised and very efficient.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, certainly a step up from the first half. They're more engaged, more focused here in this second half, and they're getting good results.
Took him no time at all on that one. Holiday's got 8 points.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today. Oh, wow.
That's a beautiful jam.
Yes, indeed. Not many players in the league can play at that elevation. I mean, Hollis Jefferson putting on the show. A high-wire act.
It's Cunningham with the rebound. And so it's Brooklyn with it. Hollis Jefferson can't hit. Out to the right wing. A rebound by the Nets. Here's Cunningham, and that one's in. He's only missed 3 of 13.
Well, this is what he likes to do. Try to break your spirit.
I think he's trying to put this one away, quite honestly. I mean, it feels like he can lay it up against any type of defense, and he can.
Ball's knocked loose, and that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. LeVert's checked in for Brooklyn. Knocked away. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case. It looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Allen with the rebound. Allen's got 9 rebounds now tonight. There's Hollis Jefferson. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Hollis Jefferson's got 8 points here in this quarter. Here's Kilpatrick, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Looking to end the run. The rebound by the Nets. Allen's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession. And let's quickly check out the best young defenders, how they've been playing in the low post lately. Your rookie block leaders for the past month. Brooklyn in control. Here's LeVert. Good work there as it goes. LeVert's got his second bucket of the night.
Like the way LeVert controls himself, always under control, knows what he's looking for, takes his time, particularly when he's close to the basket.
Tipped away. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession.
Well, a lot of tough teams in this league. Here's where Brooklyn sits right now.
And they've been strong in the rebounding department, up in the top 10, and it's just not one guy. Really, it's been about the entire group collectively.
Here's Allen, and it's Brooklyn scoring again.
Their interior has been inferior defensively. It has got to tighten up.
You're right on target there, Greg. Of the last 10 points they've allowed, 8 have come from in close.
Nice shot by Portis.
Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Here's Cunningham. That one drops for him. Cunningham's got 6 in the quarter.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Here's Kilpatrick, and that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Only 3 games left until the start of the playoffs. Let's see how the East will look. You take a look at the Bulls. Their season nearly over unless a form of miracle happens. And, of course, the Nets. They're looking to salvage what they can of the season.
Yeah, but checking out Chicago, there were fears they'd be one of the NBA's doormats this season. Those fears have turned out to be well-founded.
And, I don't think they need to wait for the offseason to start making some changes. I think they can start the rebuilding process right now.
The Nets making a switch here. Harris is checked in.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Grant the pass to Portis. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Portis has got 13 points.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, they're dialed in, locked and loaded from outside the arc. It's all about the triple so far.
Grant kicks to Portis. Pass to Grant. Here's Portis for the 3. LeVert grabs the miss. LeVert's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Cunningham gets the bucket.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
I tell you what, it reminds me of one of my college coaches. He used to say, that ain't gonna get it done. That's 5 straight baskets in the paint now.
And it's about the tempo, guys. It favors them, and just look at that score.
And, Greg, you know, they're really controlling the pace and game right now, rushing, pushing the break and leaving the defense in its wake.
The Bulls have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances.
At the line, the Bulls, 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. And the Nets making a change here. Okafor's checked in. He doesn't get the second one. One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
Passes it to Kilpatrick. From beyond the arc, Okafor grabs the miss.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game. How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
.34 seconds left in the third. Felicio with the rebound. The Bulls shooting a pretty brutal 29% since the break. Vonleh, the pass to Portis. Grant kicks to Felicio. Misses from close range. Brooklyn in control. Here's Okafor. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side.
And, you know, the offensive mindset of Okafor, never afraid to expand his range and work on that mid-range jumper, too.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jahlil Okafor. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. The Bulls have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That free throw missing. And the second free throw, good. 6 seconds left to play in the third. And then Okafor slams it in.
Boy, I tell you, Okafor gets room to run to the bucket. He doesn't hesitate for a second. I mean, really like his aggressiveness and how he dunks it home.
D'Angelo Russell getting it done for Brooklyn. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. It's the Nets now. They've got Grant. And it's Ashik in at the 5 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
What nice timing on these jumps. He's somewhat on the small side for a power forward, but he just never gives up.
In the corner, it's Felicio. They set the screen. 6 to shoot. The shot misses. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. Whitehead passes to AC. Some solid defense from Grant. And Chicago's shooting has been wayward so far. Only 37% from the floor. Zipser kicks to Grant. 13 feet away. Offensive rebound. Ashik battles through traffic and lays it in.
And Ashik is relentless in how he pounds the glass. A long-arm 7-footer who judges misses well.
2 points. That one goes.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Here's Kilpatrick, guarded by Harris. And league expansion is something that simply won't leave the conversation in the NBA right now. Clark, do you think that the NBA adding another team or two is inevitable?
I don't think it's inevitable. As a matter of fact, I think we're at a good number where we are, Kevin. It's still the best league in the world, and I think you could dilute that a bit if you added teams. So I'm fine with where we are.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
Two shots.
And the first one drops. And so he makes both from the line. For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Drops in the layup for 2.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Yeah, and you can tell they feel like they can get inside whenever they want to. I mean, it's been carte blanche, full menu for them, and the defense really not offering any resistance.
And Okafor with the block.
Boy, I love the defensive game of Okafor. He's got a wide reach, and that allows him to get to a lot of shots.
Wasted no time on that one. Harris has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Greg, they keep pulling up and watching them go down. It's a really nice thing to see.
And oh, here we go. Harris, nobody back. Drops in the breakaway layup. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Harris on the double team. And the NBA has tinkered with the All-Star voting in recent years. Fans no longer get 100% of the say for the starters. Clark, how do you feel about that change?
I like it. I mean, again, the fans desire to be involved and should have an opportunity to be engaged in the voting because they're so important to the success and popularity of the league. So I like the fans having a piece of the voting. 100% is far too much, so I think the fact that you've got it weighted between fans and those who follow the league closely, along with coaches, is about the right blend to me.
The Nets have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. Shots good by Whitehead.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Pass to Kilpatrick from past the arc. The rebound by the Nets. Here's AC. And the layup's good off the glass.
Boy, I like watching him get after it on the glass now, staying active, and usually that leads to good things.
Grant kicks to Ashik. Here's Zipser. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net. The Nets have gone 7 of 10 shooting the ball since the...
Whoa! Talk about bringing it.
Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim wrapper.
Just a remarkable gem. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now.
platinum level highlight reel material. That is Showtime stuff there.
Here's Kilpatrick. That's tipped. Here's AC, and the dunk by AC.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Fantastic speed on the break. Speed kill, showing no mercy in transition there, partner.
And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
That's exactly how it should be done. Get the bump, concentrate on the shot, and you'll get the bucket too.
One shot.
And that one misses. And recently, the NBA changed it so announcers for teams no longer get a vote in league awards. Not an easy decision for the league to make, Clark.
No, it wasn't an easy one, but I can understand that. There's always the potential for bias when you're associated with a particular team, but there's also some expertise that you no longer have now because of that rule. So it's a delicate balancing act, and I don't mind at least giving it a shot for the league to do it this way.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And it's Brooklyn scoring again.
Evan, there's no stopping him right now. I mean, he's locked in this quarter. This defense has to get the ball out of his hand.
Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Kicks to Ashik. Count that one. Ashik's got 4 points now in the quarter. They're making this a runaway.
And the only question for me right now is just how big the lead will eventually become. And since halftime, he has been a different player.
For Chicago, they've gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Back to Payne. Harris on the double team. Here's Zipser. No good on the three.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Expanding his range, Okafor grabs the miss. Okafor's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Harris. Felicio with a rebound.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
They set the pick. Here's Zipser, and that one is good. Zipser's gone 2 of 3 from the floor. And it's Okafor off the drive.
Nice seeing Okafor get busy on the drive. Showed a pretty quick step for a big guy.
The Bulls have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the fourth and even 50% to the left side wing. Okafor comes in with the double team. Okafor with the steal. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. And the basket by Harris. Harris has got 10 points in just the second half.
Just giving up way too many transition opportunities.
You know, it's okay to give up a few if you're getting them back on the other end, but that hasn't been the case here.
Out to the right wing. Here's Ashik. And the shot is long.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And that one, good. Stauskas has got 6 in the quarter.
Oh, great production on the interior right now. 8 straight from inside.
Buffalo bully ball right there, partner.
Okay. Getting a little physical. I like that. I like that reference.
Yeah. The Bulls making a switch here. Lonley's checked in. Krabs checked in for Brooklyn. Here's Stauskas. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
Well, constantly finding lanes to the basket, getting great looks inside.
Clark, we've seen a few active players have their own podcast that they produce throughout the season. I think that's a good idea or a bad idea for them?
Again, I'm ambivalent to that because the landscape is so different now with the social media platforms. And I like the fact that players have a chance to control their narrative, their story, through the different social media platforms, the Players Tribune, podcast. Now, you have to balance that with your responsibilities and obligations to your team, your teammates, and your franchise. And so that's where it becomes a challenge, managing your time effectively and using it wisely. But clearly, players should have the opportunity to be fully engaged people beyond just playing the game.
That one goes in.
Ripping and running. They have a big advantage now in those transition opportunities.
No expiration date on their legs. They just seem to be fresher, and they're putting those fresh legs to good use.
And off target that time from Zipser.
Yeah, really frustrating right now. They just can't seem to stem the tide here.
Yeah, it's one of those days. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug. Sometimes it's just not working for you.
Dishes it to Payne. And there's the pass to Zipser. And again, Chicago. No good. Over to the wing. There's Crabbe with the three. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Felicio. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. Didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. You got to play without fouling.
Thinking back to the great Warrior team from last year, Clark, how do you place them in a historical context for what they accomplished?
Well, they're on a short list of one of the great teams of all time in terms of winning a championship and what they did throughout the season to do so. You'd have to consider them as one of the outstanding teams in the history of the NBA.
He misses the free throw. Good on the second free throw. Clark, when you played, you were the classic power forward. Forwards now are asked to do so much in terms of skill set on the floor. Just how much has that forward position changed in the last few decades?
In some ways, Kevin, it's become a little more specialized. You have wing players now that fall into that small forward category. But guys between 6'6" and 6'10" now are playing on the wing, which means you've got to be able to move your feet and defend. Versatile players at that position. You've got to be able to handle the ball and make plays ideally, get shots, score the ball, and rebound effectively. So that's always been, I thought, the 2 and 3 positions, which are wings now. Those positions are the most demanding in the league in terms of both sides of the ball. The power forward position has become somewhat like that now because of the size and versatility and skill set of so many of those bigger players. But I think the demands are pretty much the same. The one thing that changed is the fact that you have to play out on the floor more and in space, which means you've got to be a little more athletic if you're going to be part of a small ball lineup.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Unloads from 13. Crabbe pulls it in. So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control is how they've played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
Knocked loose. Pass to Felicio. Good ball movement here by the Bulls.
Number 15. At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Chicago making a switch here. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Brooklyn's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Crabb, and he banks in the layup. Crabb's got 4 this quarter.
Being aware there, excellent recognition, fantastic playmaking leading to the nice shot.
Now the feed to Vonleh. And stolen by Crabb. Here's Stauskas. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Stauskas has got 11 points here in just the second half. Chicago with the ball.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Brooklyn.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so the hard work and effort paying off tonight, putting another win in the books. That'll be win number 27.
And with the victory tonight, they'll take the second game just as they took the first one between these two teams, moving their record to 2-0 with 1 left against the Bulls.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for D'Angelo Russell.
Boy, it was nice seeing him do his thing on offense, wasn't it? Turned it up a notch and flat out pulverized the defense.
Count that one. Great game for him. Double-double now. 10 points and 11 rebounds. Okafor comes in with the double team. Passes it to Zips. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession.
And, you know, that pass wasn't deflected or anything, Kevin. Don't see that often. An unfortunate, unforced turnover.
Payne, he's checked in for Chicago. Timeout called the Nets. And Jahlil Okafor, the 3rd overall pick in 2015 out of Duke. He was in the conversation for top pick overall.
Yeah, he certainly was, and deservedly so. Now, his value has fallen off a bit since coming into the league, but with big guys, you've got to be patient. Don't discard him yet. He's a very polished scorer and a good finisher around the goal. He's got to improve some other areas, but this guy's going to be around for a long time.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, D'Angelo Russell.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
It's just too bad they're on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. It would have been nice for him to have a chance to perform like this in the postseason. .32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And Okafor slams it in.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
As long as required, Greg. I mean, you can tell they want to put this thing to bed.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jahlil Okafor. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2.
At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That's good from Payne. Payne hits them both. And here are the Nets. Here's Whitehead. Let's keep it alive. Here's Okafor, and it's Okafor again missing. Payne with it. Pass to Felicio. They get a hand on it. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time